I'm going to create a custom report that lists all of the reports that you own. When this is done, we'll also have it show the latest modified at the top of the list, so that's the last one you were working on, so it's easier to find. The first step is to create a custom report. And I'll say reports that I own. We use an advanced report. The optimize for performance is a great idea. So if you're not using anything that's special, it may run faster, but it means you can't use any calculated fields. And there are some fields that you may need to use that just don't show in the list and you don't know they exist because they're not in the list. So I almost always uncheck this box. If I had something that was really taking a long time to run, I'd revisit this and see if this was something that I needed. So my data source for this, and there are many, many, many data sources, but I'm going to select all custom reports. So there's actually one for my custom reports, but I'm going to select all custom reports because I'm going to give this an option that you can select somebody else besides just yourself. And OK. Now we default to the business object of custom report. So I need to add some fields to my report. So the first thing I'm going to do is add in my report. So I want my custom report. I like the column heading, so I'm not going to change that. And then I need to see who owns the report if I'm going to run it for more than one person. So I'll select report owner. And I would like to know if it's shared or not, because if it's not shared, it may be something that they're still working in process on. And the last thing I'm going to need is the last updated date. Now I'm going to want to have that first in my report. So I'll select plus up here, which adds it above the list, and last updated. I'm going to give you a caveat on the last updated. That's the last time that there was a change to the report. So normally you're going to think, well, that's the last time that the code was changed in the report. However, if you go to the advanced screen, you have a choice of enable saved parameters. If you select that option, if anybody runs your report and they set any parameters or change their parameters, that will change your last updated on the report and add it to the top of your list. Not optimal, but that's the way that it works. So let me do a quick test as this currently stands. This is far from finished. Select OK. Custom report and run. So it's listing some for Logan McNeil, Teresa Serrano, and the sort doesn't seem to make any rhyme or reason as to why they're in there. They're not done by date. They're not done by custom report name. Normally, when you have a report, if you don't put in any sort parameters, whatever your first column is, that's going to be your sort. That doesn't work for this particular report. So let's go back in now to the report and edit. And now I want to tell it how I want it to do the sort. So I'll select sort. And I want to do it by the columns on the report. I could just do the checkbox that says sort by first accessible column, but I want to do this in reverse order. So select plus, and I'm going to say fields on the report so I can be lazy about typing. I want to sort it by last updated, and I want it to be in descending order because I want to have the most current at the top. Then after that, if I have two of them with the exact same date and time, which is not going to happen, but I'll select fields on report and select that I want to have the report name. Let's run this again. Now we're in descending order. So I've created reports that I own, and then this is a shared tenant, so other people have been creating documents, quite a few of them. And again, we got all the McNeils, and if we go down quite a bit, we'll find that we have Teresa Serrano. The reports that I wrote, because I'm Logan McNeil right now, are in blue, which means I can do edit to them. Those that are in black are written by other people, so I cannot. Now, I don't want to see everybody's. I want to see just my reports. So let me go back in and edit the report again. I'll select filter, and I'm going to again select fields on the report, and I want to do report owner, and if it's in the selection list, and we'll say I want to prompt, and I want to prompt that if I don't put in any value, it gives me everybody. So now I can run it again. It doesn't default to an owner, so I don't like that. But I can type in Logan McNeil, and now I'll only have Logan's reports, and I can see which ones are shared, which ones are not shared. One more edit. Now, who am I kidding? There's going to be a couple more edits. Go to the prompt screen, and then it's not listing any prompts are available, but I did have a prompt on the filter screen. So I select the prompts and then populate undefined prompt defaults. So anything this report needs, whether it's a required from the data source or prompts that have been added to the filter or subfilters, those will come up here. And so I do want to do the report owner. I'm not going to change the name for the prompt because that's fine. And my default value, I'm going to say I want to determine the default value at runtime. And I want to select the current user. OK. And run. Now it defaults to Logan McNeil. So if I just press OK, it will come up for Logan McNeil because that's who I am in this login. I could run it back and I could go into Teresa. Serrano list, and I'll only get ones that are owned by Serrano. So if I don't have anyone in there, if I just delete this out, I now get the reports for everybody. I can select the report owner column, select the value, and then I can get the list of all the different people who have reports in the system. So if I want to see Joy Banks, I can filter and I can see just the ones from Joy Banks. This report's now in the state that I want to use it. So I'll go in one more time for the editing actions, custom report, edit. I'll go into the share, and I'll say I'll share this with all authorized users because if you're a report writer, this is a handy report to have. And OK. This report should be at the top of the list unless, again, because I'm in a shared tenant, someone else modified something in the meantime. And here's the reports I own. Once I have this screen up, I can also edit the file directly from here by using the related activities, custom report, and then edit. So in my tenant, I very rarely use the edit custom report. I use a report that's similar to this, reports that I own, find the report that I need, highlight it, edit text. That way I don't have to remember these really long names, and I do tend to have very long report names, so it's very descriptive as to what they are. This is an example for teaching you how to write a report. In our office, reports that I own is not how we would have our naming convention for any reports that are written by us. We would put a prefix at the beginning of every report to say this was written by our company so that when you're looking at the whole list of reports, it's very obvious which ones are custom reports and which ones are Workday delivered reports.